Yeah, hi everyone. This is just a demo or introduction kind of session for advanced Excel, that is data analytics and interpretation and reporting using Excel, right? So I'll just give a brief on what we are going to cover for the session, total session. Okay. So anyone have any doubts? Please, you're free to stop me. Okay. So in this session, I'm going to use Excel 2016 version. Basically, even if you have a 2010 version or 13, it's still the same. Almost all the features will be same, but some advanced features will be there. But you'll be able to follow even if you have a 13 or even 10 version is still fine with it. Okay. So this is how your UI of Excel looks like for the 2016 version. If you go to file under Excel, so these are all your basic options where you can create your new workbook, open already existing workbook, save, print, all these default options of Excel lies here. And the main thing which you have to look forward with Excel is these tabs. We call it tabs or ribbons, right? So each and every tab have their own functionalities. It's grouped accordingly. When we start with the home tab, you have all the formatting related stuff involved in this, all the coloring, bordering, changing of font size, wrap text, merge center, all the increase, decrease size, all the formatting stuff, change to different formats. Okay, so all these basic options lies in the under home tab. We'll go in detail in the session of what all these options are and how exactly we use this on a real time. All that we'll see in detail, right? And there's one more important and very useful function as far as Excel is concerned is conditional formatting, right? So conditional formatting is something where you can apply formats on top of your Excel data based on a condition, right? So if you have conditions like, let's say I want to color a value which is greater than a particular value, greater than average value, less than some value, greater than value, and based on cell value you want to give some colors to that. All those different options which are very dynamic, you can apply it inside conditional formatting, right? So you can apply something like data bars, you can apply all these colors based on average, below average, above average, all these color scales you can apply, icon sets you can apply. So how to apply, how exactly we'll do it, we're going to see in detail. We can also incorporate formulas inside conditional formatting to make it more dynamic, right? You can use VLOOKUP functions, you can use if functions, and whatever, some functions. All the functions which are applicable in Excel can be applicable inside conditional formatting to make your data more dynamic and look and feel wise it is more appealing. So all that options will come under your conditional formatting options, right? So we're going to see in detail what conditional formatting is and how it works, right? So apart from that, we have all these basic options like inserting cells, delete cells, format cells. All these small options will be there under home tab, right? So next we're going to insert tab where you have all these advanced options to create your chatting, right? So when you talk about Excel, major thing is like to create a chat, right? So once your data is ready, you are supposed to create dynamic chats accordingly, such that your report will be more flexible, right? So how to create a chart, what are all chart options available with chart, how to change legends, how to give horizontal vertical axis, and how you can make more dynamic charts. All those options we're going to see in detail, right? And we can even create a pivot chart once you create a chart on top of, once you create a pivot table, of course. Once you create a pivot table, you can create pivot charts as well. Advanced versions of Excel will have these option called recommended pivot tables, wherein once you have a data with x-axis and y-axis proper data you have, your Excel will recommend you what kind of pivot tables you can create on top of your existing data, right? So all those options, how to create a pivot table, how to create a pivot chart, right? So all those detailed options we'll see step by step, right? So that options will cover under insert tab, right? page layout, of course, we all see in Word also how your page layouts are, how to create margins, borders, how to set your print area such that you can print without any wastage, right? So all those print related options or those page related options will be under page layout. And the most important and useful tab in Excel is your formulas tab. Okay, so once you master this particular tab, you can claim yourself as a very good uh, Excel person as such, right? So you have all the formulas grouped under different categories. You have mathematical functions where your sum, count, sum ifs, all that mathematical related functions will come under. All your lookup functions are there. VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, offset, index, very powerful functions will come under your lookup section, right? Date time functions, you have text functions. So we'll see in detail all each and every formula, how it works, what is the syntax, how it can be applied in real time. All that options we're going to see in detail, right? So these are the main heart of Excel. Okay, once you can master this formulas, you can construct any high-end dashboards with ease, right? That formulas related section comes under formulas tab. And some of the functionalities like importing data from external sources and like filtering, all the advanced filtering, all the consolidation options, everything, what if analysis, goal seek, scenario manager, all these functionalities, basic and advanced functionalities comes under data tab. So again, we'll see each and every detail, how to import data from your SQL server or Access server, how to create tables there and import data from there, right? How to create connections between different databases. Like Excel, we consider it as a database, and if you want to import data from other sources, how actually we can do that. So all that options comes under data tab. So we'll see those advanced options from here as well, right? Review, of course, we use for protecting your data. Okay, so if you have some data and you don't want to share, you want to share that workbook with your team within your team or outside environment, you can apply share options, share your workbook, protect your workbook, give a password for your workbook such that nobody will be able to access it, protect your worksheet, workbook. All these options comes under your review tab. Not much to see, but only these are useful options here. Again, VV is again layout related options, how you want to view your Excel. Okay, so all those options will be under view, right? So developer is the last option which we have in Excel, where you go to the next level of Excel such that you can create buttons and start recording some macros. Once you record macros, assign macro to the buttons and play it from there, and how to play back some recorded macros again, how to give security for your macros. So all these com add-ins, all the creating button stuff, all these macro related things will be under developer tab. Okay, so again, macros are a different concept altogether. It's a bit of programming involved in that. But as far as Excel session is concerned, we'll just give a touch base on how to record a macro and play it back accordingly, right? So this is all about the very basic introduction of what your Excel UI is all about and what are all options available and how to work with each and every option. Yeah.
So I just want to know about VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and this pivot tables, which
Right.
we generally use.
Yes.
So pivot is completely different, right? It's completely into chart and the summary that gives into one. VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP is totally different, right?
Yes. See, VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP are functions which will be used to look up some values from a particular table. Okay. Let's say I have a table like this. Okay. And I have some names here. Let's say A, something like this. Okay. Let's say this is a table, and in this particular table, I want to extract data related to C. Okay, all the data related corresponding to C I want to extract. Okay, so in that case we go for lookup functions. Okay, so we look up each and every value or an item in a particular database. based on a particular item. Okay, so here whatever item you're looking for, that should be unique. Okay, you have your unique values here. Based on that unique values, you can always extract data corresponding to that particular column. Right? In that case, we go for lookup functions. Okay, so VLOOKUP is something we'll have to go and construct it manually. Okay, you have to write a function, you have to follow the syntax, all those things. But pivot tables are not like that. You just have a particular database available for you, and you just have to drag those columns and rows in a particular section such that your report will be automatically get created by Excel itself. Okay, there is not much formulas involved in pivot tables, but as far as VLOOKUP is concerned, you will have to construct the formulas. Okay, you can always relate your VLOOKUP with your external web-based applications. Let's say IRCTC, right? You go and book a ticket. What we do, we give a from station, we give a to station, and we select the date. Those are lookup values which we are giving, and your end result will be the list of trains available for that from station and to station, right? So you are actually looking up some part of the data from the entire database by giving some lookup values. You're extracting some part of data from a huge database. That's what lookup functions are all about. Okay, so yes, we'll go in very detailed way when we start the class. You know, as far as VLOOKUP itself will take some 2 hours session. Okay, so we'll give a detailed version of it. Yeah.
See, I basically want to know, actually in this VLOOKUP, we use a combination of this logical formulas, right? Like VLOOKUP is error, okay?
Correct.
Or, in case of if also they use a combination of 2 formulas like AND, OR, okay?
Yes.
So yeah, if you could just tell me, like, whether you will go in detail with regard to those.
We'll go very deep into that actually. See, as far as dashboard construction is concerned, we'll not be using only one function. So, okay, most probably it will be a combination of multiple functions.
Okay.
If error, is error, VLOOKUP, offset, index, some ifs. So it's a combination of multiple functions put together to construct a dashboard. Okay, so as far as lookup functions are concerned, we'll go very deep such that how to construct a real-time dashboard using combination of all that multiple functions. So we'll be showing a lot of examples of how exactly it works, and how to use those nested functions, one inside the other, all those things.
Right, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you.